Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today, I'm in a little bit of a different location as I'm in my new house, and I wanted to give a shout out to everybody in the building. Do me a favor, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. As today, we got to talk about Christian Norgaard bid from Arsenal. David Onstein Bumba right there. Fabrizio Romano saying the here you go for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Yes, we got to talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga. Plus, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's get this show started the right way, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys already know, we got to get straight to the news, get straight to what we need to talk about. And that is none other than Christian Norgaard. Does it make sense? Is it a bad move? Why are we going for him? Let's break it all down right about now. But before we go any further, let me go show you guys the tweet. David Onstein has said Arsenal are exploring the deal to sign Christian Norgaard, a proposal for the 31-year-old midfielder of £11 million and waiting for Brentford's reply. The Denmark international is contracted until 2027, but is keen among the options aimed as a potential Partey exit looms. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, let me show you guys how we got here in the first place. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to show you guys what's going on with Thomas Partey's situation. Now, in case you guys don't know, Thomas Partey and Jorginho are both going to be out of contract in 5 days. In those days, Jorginho has already left and he's playing in the Club World Cup for none other than Flamengo. But Thomas Partey reports are that he is destined to leave Arsenal. He had face-to-face meetings with Arsenal. The situation with Thomas Partey and Arsenal is very clear. He could not come to an agreement on his new contract or his contract extension. His contract runs out. This is probably his last big ability to go and get a big contract somewhere else. And Arsenal were not willing to pay him the money that he thinks he's worth. He wants around 251 million. 250 million is what's being reported. He wants a raise from what he's currently on, which is around 200K a week. He wants 250K a week. And with the current setup of Arsenal's midfield going into next season with Declan Rice, Mikel Merino, Zubimendi, and Odegaard already in the building, it looks like Thomas Partey could potentially be moved to the bench and could be rotated in and out with Zubimendi. Now, that would have been helpful to start the season with Thomas Partey, but now it looks like he's destined to leave. And with him destined to leave, we need to go and get a midfielder, and preferably somebody who can adjust a lot quicker than somebody who need to come from another league. I was hoping for somebody more exciting, somebody younger to come into the club. But the player we've been linked to, the player that we've been told is the player who's potentially going to be replacing Thomas Partey, is none other than Christian Norgaard. Now, I think this is a sensible signing. I think this is a signing that saves us money in the attack, a signing that saves us money in the area of the pitch where we need to spend the most money to sign players, which is the left wing position and the striker position. Now, Christian Norgaard, we're going to look at him for a second, but he would join the team and be the oldest player. Having lost an experienced leader like Jorginho, Norgaard would help fill that void, and a solid, sensible player. Okay. Now, the thing about Christian Norgaard that's pissing people off, like if I show you guys some of the tweets, people are saying, why are we going for Christian Norgaard? First of all, he's 31 years old. He has Premier League experience. He comes into the team immediately. He's one of the oldest players in the team, and he would automatically be one of the players who would have. He's not somebody who's going to get you a bunch of goals or a bunch of assists, but last season he actually did do that, to be fair. The reason why he's currently being linked to Arsenal, in my opinion, the most important reason why he's currently being linked to Arsenal, we do need players to leave. And we do need players to come into the team. We do need players to come into the team. And if we were to lose Thomas Partey, as it does look like he is leaving, and Jorginho has already departed, Zubimendi alone would not be enough. I said when we were looking to replace Thomas Partey that you either bring me somebody very young with the scope to be better than Partey, or you bring me somebody experienced to be able to come into this team right away. It looks like Arsenal have gone for the latter. They've gone for the 31-year-old Christian Norgaard and his experience. Now, here are some of the talking points that I think are the main talking points that I'm looking at Christian Norgaard and why I would be okay with him coming to the team. Number one, he's a proven leader, being the captain of Brentford, and the experience would be able to help the likes of similar to what Jorginho is doing on the pitch. Number two, he's an elite ball-playing central midfielder. As much as we rate Thomas Partey and everybody else, Norgaard is not that bad in the midfield. He is. One second, let me get MD stats. Let me find this stats guy. So yeah, MB stats. If I break it down and I show you what he brings to the table, Norgaard, he is a dynamic midfielder to the point where he's good at passing and he's good at defending. I know Christian Norgaard is not the most flashy name, but who did you guys expect us to go and sign? Did you expect us to go and get Camavinga? I know maybe that would be a little bit more ambitious, but we're not going to spend that much money in the midfield when we already have to spend so much elsewhere. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me just overlap some of the midfield options that we currently have in the team. Partey, Zubimendi, boom. Okay. So just to show you what we are looking at right here, I'm going to remove these two. Now, just remember, he's a backup. He's not a starter. He might have to play sometimes, but Thomas Partey, we know, is a better player. But Christian Norgaard can play just as many progressive passes as him. Christian Norgaard can actually have higher defensive actions than Partey. He doesn't have as many key passes, doesn't have as many forward passes, but he passes. Doesn't have as many forward pass percentage as him. He doesn't win as many duels, and he doesn't carry the ball as much as him. I think he barely carries the ball at all, to be fair. But it just goes to show you what we're looking for. We're looking for those defensive actions. We're looking for those progressive passes. And we're looking for forward passes. He does have the ability to pass the ball, and he does have the ability to get the ball forward. Now, with that being said, he's one of the more elite guys, in my opinion. And I'm not saying he's elite in the sense of I'm not saying he's elite in the sense of every single category of his game, but in specifically two categories, which is progressive passing DMs. He's amongst the better progressive passing DMs, and I'll show you right now what I mean. Look at this. You got a list of DMs right here, and this is a cluster of the list of DMs. So you got destroyer ability and progressive passer ability. You got Zubimendi here, Andre Santos, and right here you got Christian Norgaard. Now Christian Norgaard might not be making as many progressive passes as Andre Santos or 𝐥𝐞𝐚𝐯𝐞, but he's a better destroyer. Now Casemiro is a good destroyer, but he's not as good as a progressive passer as some of these guys. So he's a better progressive passer than the likes of Zubimendi, and he's a better destroyer than Zubimendi. We're gonna have to wait and see. Where's Partey on this list? I don't even see Partey on this list. That's crazy. Ooh. I'm gonna have to find out where this stat came from. But for now, I'm gonna bid you guys adieu on the Christian Norgaard part. Personally, for me, I spoke to some people. Some people are telling me, yo, we need more ambition. Christian Norgaard is accepting mediocrity. And I'm saying to you, this is not a signing we can write off yet. We need to understand that, yes, the money's not ours. We're not the ones saving money as a fan base. But what we need to do is address our more pressing issues and save the majority of our money for those most pressing issues. Brentford accept the £11 million deal. I think it's a reasonable deal. I think it's quite cheap. It's quite cutthroat. It's quite a cut price. And with him and Zubimendi coming in, we kind of cover our backs with Jorginho and Partey both leaving this summer. There you go. Now, There's also some other news, but before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's talk about some of the other news as we speak. So we've already spoken about that. We've already spoken about Partey leaving. It is also unlikely that Gabriel Martinelli leaves this summer. Yes, Gabriel Martinelli, it's unlikely he leaves. It's unlikely that Gabriel Martinelli leaves this summer, reports DiMaggio. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. Reports coming out that Viktor Gyokeres, because Arsenal will sign Viktor Gyokeres because he just wants to join Arsenal. Other clubs try to enter the race, but he will go to Arsenal. He was the first target from the start, and now they have to find an agreement with Sporting. So there you go. Viktor Gyokeres only wants to join Arsenal. He's rejected other clubs to join Arsenal. Lovely to hear. Hopefully we can get the deal done. I can't wait to see Viktor Gyokeres in the Arsenal shirt. I wonder what number he's going to wear. Number 10, number 9, whatever he wears, let's find out. We are going to wait and see what happens there. Now, there is a here you go. We got a here you go for Kepa Arrizabalaga. And I just think at this point, it's a situation where people need to just accept that we are trying to be cheap and save money where we can, so we can spend the money where we need to spend the most money, which is the attack. Zubimendi deal allows us to not have to spend too much in the midfield. Norgaard allows us to not spend too much in the midfield. Kepa Arrizabalaga allows us to not spend too much in this position. Hopefully that means we can go and get the Gyokereses and the Rodrygos and try to bring them into the club right away. That would be amazing. And in the case that we do not go and get Rodrygo and Gyokeres, at least get Gyokeres. Cheeky Eze? What are you guys saying? Get me Eze. Get me a Cheeky Eze or something like that. Yeah, and if Martinelli wants a dip, go get me friggin' Rafael Leao. Go get me Leal or something. We're going to have to wait and see. At this moment in time, it's just hit or miss. Rodrygo, it looks like Rodrygo's closer to leaving Real Madrid, is now exploring Premier League options, but with confirmed interest from Arsenal and according to sources close to the player. So we're going to have to wait and see if we can get him in a room with Arteta. And then finally, yesterday, reports came out that Arsenal are keen on Jorrel Hato. And since he's already held talks with Ajax, while Chelsea are also interested, and his agent recently visited London. Let's see what happens. Honestly, I'm not going to get myself too worked up and say it's going to happen, it's not going to happen. At this moment in time, I'm going to wait and see what happens with the Jorrel Hatos and the other defending options, because those could change any moment now. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick video. I'll be back later tonight with a full video with me, Gunnar Souls, Le African Gunnar, and a bunch of people to discuss all the latest Arsenal transfer news. For now, I bid you adieu. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. And I'm out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next video later tonight at around 9 o'clock. Peace.